Excuse me.
Yes?
I just thought I'd introduce myself. I've been meaning to pop into the bank. My name is Christopher Maddox. My father is George Maddox, owner of Maddox Engineering.
Oh, yes, of course. How do you do? Very nice to meet you. Will you join me? They may come back with some coffee.
Yes, thank you. I won't have coffee, though. I've just had breakfast.
Oh, good man.
Spent the weekend in town?
Yes, I'm still sort of half commuting at the moment. And you?
Not the weekend, just last night. Bit of a party. As a matter of fact, a quite sizable party. I've been meaning to come in and see you.
Oh, yes?
Yes, a friend of mine's getting rid of his Jaguar XJ6. It's a snip, 4,000. Now, I was wondering
doesn't the firm supply you with a car?
Oh, yes, but, you know, my father believes in a steady image. I've got a Cortina at the moment. But, well, you know...
Well, drop in sometime and we'll talk about it.
Yes. I don't mean...
I hate to sound terribly stuffy, but I'm afraid I shall have to end this conversation. Now, you blame the government. It's the Consumer Credit Act of 1974. You see, they tried to legislate to stop foot-in-the-door salesmen selling vacuum cleaners on credit to housewives who couldn't afford them. But unfortunately, the wording of the act catches the banks as well.
Oh.
Yes, and the law is very clear on this. We can only discuss personal loans in the office, on the telephone, or as a result of a letter written to us.
Well, that'll be a blow for golf clubs, won't it? I mean, they'll be reduced to playing golf there. That'll be very boring.
Well, fortunately, the act doesn't apply to corporate finance, but as you want to talk about a personal loan, why not give me a ring and drop in?
Right, well, I'll do that. It's, better get along now and get my things.
I'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, Tim. Look, this is the third week running that we're down on the Empire.
Yeah, how much?
Just over 700.
Well, that's not too bad. The third week, you say?
Yeah, oh, yes, and 2 days last week were very bad.
And what's the get-out fee?
11.5 for the week.
Oh. Well, we'd better get the manager over and have a talk then. How are you fixed about 12?
Yes, that's all right.
Good. We'll try and get it within then. Plants, lovely.
Goodbye then, Mr. Brown. I'm glad we've been able to fix everything.
Thank you very much, Mr. Telford. Goodbye.
Carol. Now, there's Mr. Brown's file. I've agreed a personal loan of $1,500 for home improvements.
Right, I'll see to that. And here are the Maddox files you asked for. Anyone special you wanted?
Her son's first, I think, Christopher. Now, what do we know about Christopher Maddox? Oh, 800 in the red.
Oh, I think Keith, Mr. Everly, knows more about Christopher Maddox. He was at school with him.
Yeah, that's interesting. Stay there, Carol, yeah? Keith, have you got a moment?
Yes. Excuse me.
Carol tells me you're at school with Christopher Maddox.
Yes?
Yes,
yeah.
tell me about him.
Oh, well, he wasn't very bright. Not like his younger brother. Very good at rugby, though. He played for the Kent schoolboys, later for the senior team. Still plays, I think. Yeah, a bit full of himself. I can't say I like him very much.
No, I met him on the train this morning. I must say I wasn't terribly impressed with him either. He wants to borrow 4,000 to buy a Jag.
Figures. Still, it's good business.
No, I'm not so sure about that. Give me the father's file, will you? He can probably meet the repayments, but, yes, you see, the father's account's much more important. So, if he makes an application, we'll insist on a guarantee, and that'll let his father know before we incur his wrath by lending his son 4,000.
Good idea.
Good idea. Now, what about the firm's figures? What do you think of those, Keith?
Oh, they're not very good. Nothing serious to worry about, though.
Well, I'm not so sure about that, either. I mean, look at these figures. You see, 7 years ago, the gross profit was 114,000. Then there was a drop to 80,000. Then a plateau for 3 years around the 80,000 mark. Then another drop to 65,000. Last year, 66. You know, it's a textbook case. Maddox's father started the firm, didn't he?
Yes, a grand old chap by all accounts. Tough as old nails. Died about 8, 9 years ago.
Well, you know, the old saying, clogs to clogs in 3 generations.
really think the firm could fail suddenly?
Oh, no. There's too much fat on it. But if young Christopher gets his hands on it...
Yes. Of course, Mr. Stetchley was always trying to get them to get some new blood in, to expand, diversify.
Well, that's what he'll have to do if the firm is to survive his son. Yes, perhaps I might give it a go. It's time I gave my golf clubs an airing.
But you always said that your father didn't want you to follow in his footsteps.
Oh, well, not exactly, no. I mean, not into the bank or anything boring like that. But there's a sort of expectation that I'll be like him. I mean, I'm sure he'd deny it, but he'd like me to be just like a banker with a boat, playing the odd game of golf, who didn't actually work in a bank and went skiing. He wants me to be different, but the same.
Most parents are the same, I bet. They want you to be free, to choose to be exactly like them.
Oh, exactly. That's exactly it. The only difference between a modern liberal father and an authoritarian Victorian father is that in the modern liberal one, the pressures are more subtle. Just as strong, but more subtle.
So, what do you want to do?
There's the problem. My father is so bloody clever that I don't even know what to do to strike out, find my own image.
You could form a rock group, try it professionally. He'd hate that.
Oh, yeah, right. You would. There's only one problem. So would I. It's a sod, isn't it? Father strikes again.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Oh, nonsense. I'm going to keep you working all through your lunch hour. The least I can do is feed you.
Oh, dear, poor old Charlie. What'll he do now?
Find another show to manage. You can do that fairly easily. He's good.
Glad about that, anyway. It's rotten, isn't it, closing a show? You ever get used to it?
Well, I don't. I feel rather like a Victorian squire dispossessing the widow and her virgin daughter.
Still, it's run 8 months. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Oh, it's very good. We've recouped our money, our backers have made a bit, not a lot, but enough for us to be able to approach them again, and the actors have had 8 months' work. Yes, we've done very well out of that one.
How will the actors take it?
Well, Sir and Madam will be all right. They're turning down offers all the time, apparently. And the others, well, they'll get something in a couple of months. But as they say, that's show business.
Jerry's been moaning for weeks, I gather. He couldn't wait for it to end.
Oh, well, they all moan, of course. It's like a family. We're the heavy father and mother. Calling understudy rehearsals, getting the director in to look at the show, keeping it up to scratch. We can't win. If we didn't keep at them, they think we didn't care about the show. And if we do, well, they think we're over the top.
It's just like a family.
Right. Well, now they've got what they said they wanted. To be released into the big wide world.
We're the cruel parents who've driven them out.
Good shot.
Oh, not bad. Almost as good as yours.
You haven't misspent so many hours as I have.
Well, perhaps not on the golf course.
Links, my boy. We're at the seaside, you know.
Oh, yes. So I saw your son, Christopher, on Friday.
Yes, I know. I was hoping you weren't going to raise that.
Oh, let's leave it then. I don't want to spoil a good game of golf.
No, we might as well get it over with. It's amazing, you know. Do they teach you golf business tactics at the bank?
I don't understand.
You're just the same as old Tom Stetchley. If he had anything unpleasant to say, he always used to bring it up just as we were leaving the third tee. If he hadn't said anything by the time I drove off the fourth, well, it was the best drive of the round from sheer relief. Come to think of it, he taught you your job, didn't he?
Well, he was my first manager.
Did he tell you to leave it to the third tee?
Well, no, not in so many words. He used to say to me, now look, if you've got anything unpleasant to say to a customer, that doesn't mean you can't greet him like a gentleman. I mean, pass the time of day with him. Not too long, but enough to let him know it's his bank account you don't like and not him.
He's a good man. I'll miss him. But not this ball. So we leave, my son, until after I've put it on the green.
Oh, that's very good. His mind's a bit in the rough.
It's all right there. You'll be able to manage that. My son wanted a loan of £4,000 for a jag.
Yes, that's right. I said I'd need your guarantee.
You must have known I wouldn't let him default.
Just seems prudent banking.
Rubbish. It's a way of letting me know.
Well, yes, it does have that effect. We wouldn't want to cause any disruption in our relationship or in your family if it comes to that.
I'm grateful. Christopher's changed his mind about wanting the loan.
Oh. Well, I'm sure that's wise.
So am I. So that's that.
From the moment I could talk, I was ordered to listen. Now there's a way, and I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go. From the moment I could talk, I was ordered to listen. Now there's a way, and I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go.
Is it really as difficult as all that?
Yes, well, you have to heighten it a bit.
Oh, on a day like this, you must admit your father does have some reason for wanting us to live here.
Yes, I suppose so.
Even cooking Sunday lunch doesn't seem so bad when all this is just outside the window.
Well, how many Sundays are like this? How's dinner going?
All right. Your father said he'd be back soon after 1.
You know, it's funny. We could be a cave family. The father has gone out to hunt, to fight. His wife stays behind, roasting the saber-toothed tiger joint over the fire.
Where do you fit into all this?
Oh, I'm the bard. Recording the tribe's history in music and verse. I'm also the son waiting his turn to go out and slay a mammoth to prove my manhood.
You will.
Oh, of course. Well, actually, it's much easier these days. I mean, all you have to do is go out and get a little birdie on the golf course.
Oh, Peter.
But, you won't let Dad club you into living in his cave, will you not?
Okay, Mark. That was number 6. You can carry on again.
Sorry?
You suggested this round last Tuesday, before Chris came in to apply for the loan. And that was more immediate, so you had to raise that first. But we've played another 3 holes since then. What was the phrase? Greeting me like a gentleman. So, what's on your chest?
You're a very disconcerting man, Mr. Maddox.
Good, I try to be. You don't expect me to make it easy for an opponent, do you?
Oh, I'd rather you thought of me as an ally.
Ooh, that's ominous. Well, come on. You want to tell me to get up to date in the business.
Yes, I do.
You could be Tom Stetchley's son.
Well, I wouldn't be ashamed of that. But this isn't a ritual dance, you know. It's for real. I give your business 10 years.
That's rubbish.
Well, I hope so, but I believe not. See, you're vulnerable on 2 points. One immediate, and one in the longer term.
What are they, then?
Well, look, here's my ball. I'll play it first, shall I?
Oh, bloody hell. You better have something good to say.
Now, the immediate threat is a takeover bid. Now, I've never seen such a vulnerable company. You're a sitting duck. I can't imagine why nobody's tried it on.
Because the family controls the shares. We're fireproof.
Look, you own 21%, right?
Yes, but...
And your two sons own 10% each, and your uncle has another 10% held in trust for the two sons. So that makes 51% and effective control.
Yes, my father wanted to make sure we kept it a family concern.
Oh, I'm sure, but you see, your yield is low because you don't employ your capital as well as you might. But even so, your market price was 148 on Friday.
Well, I don't watch the figures every
And that
day.
makes the company worth just under £300,000. But you see, a bidder could offer a premium. And bearing in mind the underused, wasting assets, it would be a big one. Making the company worth, what, $500,000?
Is it all just figures? I mean, if we control the shares, they get off of the moon. It doesn't matter.
Now, at $500,000, Christopher's 10% would be worth £50,000. And after your uncle dies and he gets the other how old is your uncle, by the way?
82.
Uh-huh. Well, that's interesting. Well, after that, Christopher's share would be £75,000, or 18.75 Jaguars.
Are you saying...
I'm not saying anything specific, Mr. I mean, as you said, it's all just figures.
But Christopher wouldn't sell his shares?
Then you've absolutely nothing to worry about on that score. Good. Now, are you going to get that out of the bunker first, or shall I clear my ball?
Oh, no, I'll give you this, old Telford. All right. You've succeeded in rattling me, which means you're a better man than Tom was.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
You think we ought to have a proper meeting, really thrash everything out?
If that's what you want, we're at your disposal.
Tuesday at 10.
Fine.
Now, where's that bloody seventh hole?
It's 1 o'clock. Is Dad back yet?
No, not yet, but it's all right. We won't be late. We better not be. Oh, darling, there's some wine in the other room. Would you open a bottle? It should have been done hours ago. It's under the telephone.
Oh, right.
Hurry up with that bottle. As long as he doesn't actually see it being opened, he'll think it's been breathing for hours.
All right. Well, thanks for the lift. You sure you won't pop in for a drink?
No, not this time, thanks all the same. We'll play next Sunday, and I promise you, you won't have such an easy game.
All right, I look forward to it.
Right.
Bye.
Hello, darling. Did you have a good game?
Very interesting. What a lovely smell.
Good. Oh, are you ready to carve?
Yes, all right.
Oh, shall I pour the wine?
Please. Breathe, was it?
Oh, deep gulps of fresh air.
Excellent.
You're looking very pleased with yourself?
Yes, well, I am. I won 2 games this morning.
2? You must have gone round very fast. You only left at 10.
Only one was golf.
See, Dad means that he's taken some poor customer and shaken him till his teeth rattled.
Well, I did shake him, that's true. But believe me, he's neither poor nor little. He could buy this little family lock, stock and barrel 8 or 9 times over.
Oh, Mr. Maddox.
Yes, that's right. He's coming in on Tuesday to talk about his business properly for the first time since... probably ever.
Oh, is it really necessary? I mean, if he's as well off as you say.
Well, the bigger they are, the harder are the seats in the bankruptcy court. But there you are. Meat looks wonderful.
Good.
There you are, look, Mum. See, look, the mighty hunter home from the bunker after a successful hunting trip brings back a trophy in triumph for the family pot.
What on earth's all that about?
Oh, can you eat 2 of those?
Definitely.
All morning. Peter's been drawing parallels with us here in a cave family.
And it really works, Dad. See, we've been doing some anthropology and general studies. It's fascinating.
Oh, I wondered where it was all coming from.
It's just evidence of my assiduous attention to my school studies, that's all.
Oh, that's good. I must say, I'm glad you haven't painted cows on the walls. We've only leased this cottage for 6 months.
I'm very moderate, really, Dad. After all, I've no plans for ritually killing you and drinking your blood to claim my place at the head of the family table.
Oh, I'm pleased about that. Particularly as I don't feel ready to yield the place at the moment.
Oh, well, there's the point, you see. The pater familias never does. There has to be a struggle for control.
Thank goodness there's been progress since Paleolithic times.
Oh, and there's the whole point, Dad. Has there been? Or have we just hidden our primitive drives behind subtle masks?
Well, some of them aren't too subtle, actually. Your music, for example, seems to me to have come straight out of the jungle, completely unrefined.
Oh, right. Whereas your music, coming from a far more barbarous age, say the 18th century, had to work harder to hide its basic barbarity. Well, we're just more relaxed about it, that's all. We enjoy our primitive drives.
Well, if eating is primitive, I'm really enjoying this meal, thank you.
It's a pleasure.
And where does the modern woman fit into your scenario, Peter? I mean, it's not only me who's going out tomorrow morning to collect the scalps of my customers. Your mother will be out there, too, gathering the sheep to fill her theatre pens.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
Oh, yes, I'm sure it is. Your theories, all invented by men. Well, they work very well until the woman wants to get out of the smoke of the cooking fire and enjoy a little fresh air outside. Then it is discovered that somehow we're breaking a basic law of nature.
No, Mum, you see, you've got it all wrong. You see. It's not sex that's primarily important, but role. Now, if you can work out the roles correctly, say both going out to work and both getting the smoke in your eyes, then it all works perfectly because the basic equation is satisfied.
The son is especially satisfied because that way he keeps a cave in London so he can carry on playing tom-toms with his tribe.
Dad, my analysis was purely intellectual. I was grinding no personal axes.
Oh, this is delicious. J.K. Carmody applied for finance for an export order worth £20,000. Agreed to discount his bills of exchange at 3% over base rate, providing they're accepted by the customer and his bank. And that's all. Oh, just a minute. Remind me that I have to note the house extension finance for the Bronstons. Right. There you are, Carol. Here.
Thank you.
Because it's gone on long enough. And she does know she's overdrawn, so...
More quiet. I'll get the...
Yes, what about the...
Good morning, Mr. Kenton.
Oh, good morning. Thank you.
We had the parish council meeting last night. It was resolved to keep our account here.
Oh, good. Well, that will save me ordering a bullion security van to bring in the large amount necessary if you were going to withdraw the parish council's account.
Mr. Telford, our riches are not accumulated on earth, you know. I could ask how big your account is with us.
I'm sorry to say you wouldn't need a bullion van for that either.
Well, we'll give you some credit for modesty. By the way, Jean, my wife, wondered if you and Mrs. Telford would care to come round for some supper one evening this week.
Oh, that's very kind of you. I'm afraid she's still in London.
Well, next week.
Well, no, she's...
What do you mean, what's the matter with them? Can't you see what's the matter with them? They're filthy. I just don't like...
Well, yes, of course. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Excuse me.
Takes another. Don't observe.
We're in trouble again.
Damn it all. It's not much to ask. I mean, the moment there's a single thing wrong with my account, you send for me fast enough.
I'm sorry, I just don't have any. We're
I
not
just saw you
allowed
give some to that woman in front of me.
Yes, they were my last ones. Look, I haven't got any more.
Can I help you, sir?
Yes, you can. Just look at those grubby notes this girl's given me. I mean, damn it all.
Well, I'm afraid there's nothing the cashier can do about it now, sir. But in future, we'll try to keep you back some new notes.
Well, it's a damn liberty.
Oh, Miss Cowley, Mr. Telford would like a word with you. I'll look after this gentleman.
Right.
As I was saying, sir, the Bank of England gives us so many old notes
Now, look,
and
young
so
man,
many new ones.
I've been coming to this bank for the past 25 years.
I'm sorry, Mr. Telford. Mr. Overley
That's
told me
all
to
right,
come.
Elizabeth. Come on in. Sit down.
Mr. Overley said you wanted to see
Yes,
me.
I know. I saw. I was outside. Didn't you see me?
No. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you've nothing to be sorry about. I thought you were coping very well indeed. It's not easy, is it?
No, he was...
A pig, I think, pretty accurately describes him, wouldn't you think?
Well, yes.
But a customer pig. And therefore, no matter how much he snorts, we have to be polite to him. Which is what you were being, so well done, and don't get upset about things like that. Always remember, they're not shouting at you. They're shouting at the bank. And this looks big enough to take their huffing and puffing, doesn't it?
Yes.
So there's nothing to worry about. Ah, he's just going now. So, you all right now?
Yes. Thank you very much.
All right. Off you go.
Yeah, it was a good weekend, really.
You were lucky with the weather.
Yeah, no kidding.
I was really jealous thinking of you sunbathing out on the lawn.
Oh, you needn't have been. I thought it was going to crumble into the sea any minute.
What?
Still a good weekend, though. Dad was in form, Mum was relaxed. It's really good when your parents have got it together, you know? And delinquent parents make it really difficult for their kids.
Hello. Hello. How nice to hear from you.
I'm just checking that you're all safely tucked up for the night.
Oh, I am that. No, I'm just sitting, eating a steak, watching television.
You don't sound very cheerful.
I enjoyed last evening more.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm ringing, really. I just wanted to say what a lovely weekend it was.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. So did I. You must come down more often.
Yes. How did you... Oh,
sorry.
No. Oh, yes, very well. I'm finding it all very exciting.
Good. Yours? Pretty routine, really.
But you enjoyed it?
Yeah, so yes. Tomorrow will be more exciting. I'm seeing Maddox, the chap I play golf with.
You'll continue to take him apart?
No need to build him up again.
You find that exciting?
Oh, yes.
Good. Well, I'm glad you're happy. Oh, darling, I must go. I'm in the middle of cooking dinner.
What you having?
Oh, nothing very exciting. I knocked together some goulash this morning before I left, and we're having some courgettes and broccoli to go with it.
Oh, sounds lovely. Bon appetit.
All right, then, well. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye. Do you want some coffee?
No, thank you. Not yet, anyway.
Right. Well, the weather's holding well.
Is it? Let's not beat about the bush, Telford. Let's get on with it.
Oh, all right. You want me to tell you why I think your business is in danger from underinvestment?
No.
I'm sorry.
On Sunday, you said that my business was in danger from a takeover bid.
Well, yes, that's true, but the two things are not unconnected, you know.
Rubbish. Honestly, Telford, the two things are quite separate.
Look, I'll tell you what I think, and then it's up to you. The question to ask is, why are companies taken over? And I suppose there are two main reasons. First, the business would fit neatly into the bidder's business, making up a gap in their product range, increasing their production, diversifying their interest in the market, anything like that. Now, those we could say are production reasons. Secondly, there's a type where it's not the product which is of primary interest to the bidder. He has financial reasons for wanting to buy the business.
Asset strippers.
Well, maybe, but the real point is that for both types, a company that is running below par is particularly attractive.
Who says what's par?
Oh, that's easy. It's what you could be doing with what you have. Now, if you're doing less than you could, you have, in fact, capital tied up unused. I mean, it's just like having thousands of pounds hidden in your mattress instead of earning interest for you in a bank or a building society. Now, the price of a company is what it's doing, not what it could be doing. So if a bid is successful, the bidder buys the mattress for the cost of the mattress, and all the pound notes he gets for nothing. So even if a bidder's completely straight, interested only in production, it makes more sense for him to buy your company than to set up in competition, having to buy new plant, new factories, and so on.
Yes, I see all that, but it still supposes the bidder can buy enough shares. I mean, if you've got 51% locked up, then the bid can't succeed.
No, that's very negative. I'd advise you to make your company so efficient that it would be too expensive to buy, to make it worthwhile for anyone to try.
Maybe you're right. Oh, by the way, while I remember it, I had a chat with Chris last night. I think I was probably a bit hard on him. I've decided to guarantee that loan for the car. Damn it, we're only young ones.
Oh, all right. I'll get my securities clerk to draw up a guarantee.
Now then, what do you want me to do to get efficient, become the industrial whiz kid of the Southeast?
Oh, dear, there's no magic formula for that, I'm afraid.
No, but you must have some ideas. I mean, after all that, come on. You must have some ideas.
Oh, well, of course, but I'd like to go over your books in great detail and see your factories, land and property, and do the job properly. And depending on what we find, we might need some advice.
All right. When do we start?
Oh, well, how about tomorrow morning? I could come up and look over your factory tomorrow morning.
Right. I get there at 8. Give me half an hour to look at the mail.
But 8:30?
Too early for you?
No, not at all. No, I'll see you at 8:30.
Right, then. Oh, there's one more thing. Bit of a nerve, really. But you were saying on Sunday that your chief relaxation is playing the piano.
Yes.
Oh, my God, you found a funny play.
No, it was my husband on the phone.
Well, OK, we'll put him on if it's as funny as that.
He's been asked to play the piano for the local Gilbert and Sullivan Society. If you knew what he felt about what he calls amateur theatricals. Oh, I'd love to be there to see his face.
There are not many of these to the pound. So, well, why is he going to do it, then?
I don't know. Something about making a breakthrough with a very important customer and then not wanting to refuse him a favour.
Well, if I could get a backer for this, I'd do conjuring tricks, standing on one leg, whistling Rule Britannia.
Oh, it's not her again.
She's mad.
Sugar?
No, thanks. I didn't know you were interested in archaeology.
I'm not. It was a present from someone who thought I should be.
I see. Do you mind if I borrow it? It's just that I lent my copy to someone and never got it back.
Feel free.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You know, I don't think this is such a good idea, Carol.
What do you mean? The operatics or us?
The operatics, of course. I mean, what's likely to happen?
Oh, not a lot, really. You'll probably be pinned down by the wardrobe ladies and then practice a few choruses.
Sounds fun. Is this you?
Yes.
Who's he?
Oh, just an ex-boyfriend.
How ex?
Just ex.
It's funny, I thought I'd be able to unwind on your home ground. I can't.
I don't intimidate you, do I?
No, no. It's just that, well, you don't seem to need anyone to unwind with any.
But you're assuming I'm wound up.
Suppose I am. Talking about myself.
Yes. Just relax.
It's a nice flat.
Hmm.
It's very comfortable. You must have realised by now, Caroline, I'm not really very good at all this. The gigolo approach. Pure play acting.
Good. I'd have hated it if our efficient under-manager was just as efficient at Don Juan. Can you read music?
No, not note, I'm afraid.
What do you sing? Tenor? Baritone?
Somewhere between the two.
I see. Well, you're not leaving here until I've made you more definite. About one or two things, anyway.
Good evening, Mr. Everly.
Ah, excuse me. Oh, Telford, old chap. Very good to see you. Very grateful.
Oh, not at all. Looking forward to it.
Yes, well, we must meet the vicar. Excuse me, please.
Sorry.
Vicar. This is Mr. Kenton. He's the vicar here, and also our conductor.
Yes, I know. We've already met. Hello.
I was delighted when Mr. Maddox said he managed to rope you in.
Oh, I hope he didn't give the impression it was hard to talk me into it.
Not at all. I didn't know you were a pianist.
I think perhaps we ought to wait till later to see if, in fact, I am.
Nonsense. If you play the piano only half as well as you debate, we'll be more than satisfied.
Well, you've had dealings with him already, then, have you?
Yes, we had a very interesting session.
Yes, me too. Keen type. He's getting me up at 8 o'clock to show me what I'm doing wrong.
Well, if you prefer to make it later, I'd be perfectly willing.
No. I don't want to spoil the keenness of a new chap. Well, Vicar, we ought to be getting started, I think.
Right. Well, there's the piano, Mr. Telford.
Yes,
I've got the music ready. We'll just be doing the choruses tonight.
Oh, good. So I hope you couldn't drown the piano.
Well, if we do, we can always play it on the organ.
No, I think I'll stay with the piano.
Don't worry.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, I think we should start. Could I, first of all, introduce you all to Mr. Telford, who has very kindly stepped into the breach, so to speak, left by Miss Timothy, who has the flu. For those of you who don't already know, Mr. Telford is the new manager of Knight's Bank, just up the road. So we're grateful that he's come down tonight to lend us a few notes, so to speak. So it's all sing away. And let this evening not be the customer's revenge on the bank manager. Right, let's start with the first chorus. Mr. Telford?
Yes, just a minute. How fast does this go?
If you want to know who we are gentlemen of Japan.
Yes, all right. Thank you. Well, look, I won't play all this introduction. I'll just give you the last 5 bars, eh?
Fine.
Okay?
Love to be in Dover now.
Watching Dad, you mean?
Yes.
Well, he can't dish it out all the time. He has to take it occasionally.
I think he always does. Dish it out, I mean.
Well, yes, he does. You know, he has sort of unnerving confidence. Makes him very difficult to argue with. Well, you feel he knows what he's talking about, even if you know he doesn't.
That's his professional skill, probably.
Yeah, I suppose so.
You don't find it really difficult to talk to him, do you?
Well, it depends about what. I mean, I'd rather talk to you about me. And I'd rather talk to Dad about the world.
Yes, I can understand that.
See, sometimes it seems that he wants to get close, and then something stops him.
I think most people would be very surprised to know just how painfully shy he is.
Shy?
Oh, yes.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. That will do for tonight, I think. Thank you again. Good night. Good night. Mr. Telford, that was really excellent.
No, not at all, no. I enjoyed it once I got the hang of the music.
That was marvellous, Telford, marvellous.
Oh, thank you.
I don't wish any ill to Miss Timothy, but shall we say, hope she has a long convalescence, gets really fit before she risks coming out again. I mean, we wouldn't want her to go sick again, would we?
Well, I don't want to promise I could always find the time.
But you will manage next Monday, won't you, please? After all, it's as good a way as any of getting to know the people in the town.
Now there's the casting of the valve. That's the process my father developed, foundation of the firm.
Oh, really? That's fascinating.
First-class capsules. We've had them for years.
Do you have any industrial relations problems?
Haven't heard of it. I think about half the chaps are in the union. I see the shop steward if they want me to, but most of the chaps with problems come up to me directly. I mean, I've known most of them since they were boys. Went to school with some of them. Their fathers used to work with my father.
Oh, that's very good.
Of course it is, where it should be. Loyalty, feeling for the firm. And where do you find that in the balance sheet?
Well, it's there in the profit and loss account.
This is where we keep our stock.
We seem to have a huge amount.
Essential. Year's supply there.
A year?
Right. I could keep going and keep supplying my customers if we had a coal strike, a steel strike, and since last year when I put in the generator, an electricity strike. And I've got 6 months' stock of oil for the generator as well.
I don't seem to remember all that stock in the balance sheet.
No, well, it builds up, doesn't it, somehow? And if you put down every last nut and bolt, chaps like you get upset about it. This is the machine shop. Mainly finishing work on the valve assemblies. We do other machining work on contract as well.
Miss Maddox?
Yep.
What's that space over there?
Nothing. I suppose you want to stuff it full of machines.
Well, you're paying rates on that space.
Hello there, Jack. Wife better now, is she? His wife went into hospital with appendicitis.
Oh, yes.
There's the offices. Not much to look at, but who the hell wants all that glass anyway?
Well, the factory inspectorate will probably appreciate us a little bit more.
Those buggers. Here we are. Sit yourself down.
Thank you.
Well, now, what do you think?
Oh, it's too soon to start making judgments yet, Mr. Maddox, but looking at your balance sheet, It seems to me that 70% of your turnover comes from that valve assembly.
That's right. As a matter of fact, we're the biggest suppliers of it. 45% of the market.
And the market is the gas industry.
That's right.
No one else uses it.
No, specially designed to fit gas mains.
I see. So if someone invented a cheaper system, you'd go bust overnight.
But they can't. That system's been tried and tested over the years. No way of making it cheaper.
Well, that's what boat builders used to say about wood. I mean, did you think of trying to adapt it for the oil industry in the North Sea?
Well, the pressures are different. But yes, we should have chased that one.
Is it too late?
Probably not. There's always oil pipelines being put down.
Well, there's a start, you see. You need a research and development department.
Oh, dear.
Yes, I know, but you could pay for it with the ridiculous expense of keeping all that stock. It's not good, you see, to have such a high proportion of your turnover resting on such a comparatively simple product. You've got to diversify, find some new products.
Right. Well, that's it then. If you'll just sign there.
There we are.
Right. Well, as soon as your father signs the guarantee, you'll have 4,000 credited to you.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Not at all. If your father guarantees the loan, it's good business for us.
Oh, he'll guarantee it. I mean, I own 10% of the firm, don't I?
Well, yes.
And we have to stick together to keep control. My father wouldn't want to upset me at this time.
Oh, hello, Mr. Maddox. I just left your father.
Yes, I know. He's going to sign the guarantee.
So I believe.
Right. Well, I'll be off to see a man about a jag.
I hope you enjoy it.
I shall. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye. That young man doesn't improve on knowing.
No. Seemed to positively enjoy his 10% hold over his father.
Really nasty.
Yes, well.
Keith? What do you mean he seemed to enjoy his 10% hold over his father? What did he say exactly?
Oh, something about having to stick together to keep control, and his father not wanting to upset him at this time.
That's strange. I'm sure Maddox wouldn't spell it out to his son. It's not his style. That's strange. Where's the Financial Times? No. Maddox. Yes, here we are. 152. That's up 4 points since Friday. They went up 3 last week. The Financial Times Industrial Index is down 5 points, but Maddox is up 4. I wonder who's buying Maddox shares.